as the Pope and I were getting ready to exit the building, we found ourselves alone. And the Pope grabbed my left arm and said some very kind words to me about my commitment to kids and education. And the Pope puts his arm around me and kind of pulls me to him and says, "Please pray for me." Well, who am I to pray for the Pope?
Explosive when it hit the headlines. John Boehner out, no more will we have the teary-eyed politician to kick around anymore. But it's interesting how when you talk to the Beltway insiders, they're paying much more attention to another soon-to-be vacant chair and what it all means for the man who keeps promising he is in control and there will be no shutdown. And for the time being, there won't be. Welcome back, veteran political commentator, co-author of Power Grab, Obama's dangerous plan for a one-party nation, Dick Morris. Dick, let's get right to it. Headline from the New York Times: House Republicans start the search for a leader and a message in 2016. All right, Dick, which one's more important, the leader or the message?
Well, the leader should have something to do with the message. In the past, they haven't. In 2012 and 2010 and 2016, the Republicans elected a large number of conservative congressmen, pledged to repeal Obamacare and hold down the federal debt limit and not pass any bills that permit increased domestic spending. And then they turn right around and elect a leader who gives it all away in the negotiations with the White House. And I think that this disjuncture within the House is paralyzing the Republican Party. And if McCarthy's elected Speaker, it will continue. Where to be the Speaker as opposed to the minority leader, he's got to propose legislation that is supported by a portion of his caucus but not by the majority. And he keeps dumping on the conservatives, who are the ones who make him the Speaker, as opposed to the majority leader. The Republicans had no chance to win the majority in 2010 or keep it in 2014 if it weren't for the Tea Party and the evangelical congressmen, the very guys who Boehner would sit up at night trying to formulate plans to punish.
So if we look at the two positions, majority leader and House Speaker, honestly, Dick, moving ahead and heading towards 2016, the presidential election, so much more, which one really has the most power? Which one have you got to have somebody in there who really is going to grab it and take control?
Well, I think the Speaker is more powerful than the majority leader, but it depends on who occupies each position. I think that the most sensible thing to do is you probably can't stop McCarthy at this point from becoming Speaker, but you probably can fill his job with a bona fide, real conservative. I was encouraged by the reports that Boehner may have offered the majority leadership to Trey Gowdy, who turned it down because he wanted to stay on heading the Benghazi committee. But that's the kind of spirit. When they go into a negotiation with Obama and the two of them, leader and speaker, come out and they say, we got the best deal we could, the conservatives have to trust them. They have to say, hey, these are good guys. They have our interests at heart. They look at it from our point of view. And if they say half a loaf is the best we can get, okay, I'll go along with it. Instead, they don't. They feel that they're total sellouts. And as long as you're electing liberals to leadership and conservatives to membership, it ain't going to work.
All right, Dick, about the 2 minutes we have left, we cannot get away without at least mentioning once Donald Trump. Here's first question. Now, he said he wasn't going to go on Fox anymore. He went back to Fox. Did he cave, and was it a smart move for him to do that?
Oh, I don't know. You know, that's such inside baseball about discussions between him and Fox. But I will tell you what I've been thinking about Trump lately. I noticed that at 60 Minutes interview last Sunday, he came out in favor of a single-payer system for health care, something he's alluded to a lot previously. And I scratched my head and I said, why would this guy who's running for the Republican nomination, who's trying to put down rumors that he's too liberal, that he's not a real conservative, why would he embrace the most liberal, radical of all positions on the crucial question of health care? And I don't know. And the only thing I can think of is that maybe he is preparing the ground for an independent candidacy. Maybe he sees Carson coming up and Fiorina coming up, and he's doubting his ability to contain them. And that's why he's trying to move to the left to lay the basis for a November candidacy, even though he's promised not to. I don't know. But give me another reason why he would come out, in effect, for socialized medicine.
No, please, let's not give him any more reasons, please. 20 seconds. Congress passed the short-term spending bill, no shutdown at midnight, but we're right back on track for December 11th. This fight is just going to get worse over basically long-term government funding, will it not?
No, there's not going to be a shutdown. The conservatives basically don't have the starch for it. If they had it, they would do it now. I think they're basically trying to get off the back of a tiger. They promised purity, and they have to deliver it to their voters, so they vote one way, knowing they'll be defeated and hoping they will be.
And get that can down the road. Don't forget Power Grab, Obama's dangerous plan for a one-party nation. Required reading, getting ready for the election, of course. Dick Morris, always a pleasure, my friend. Thanks so much for joining us. Coming up next, buckle up, break out the G-suits on the Hard Line.